Imagine you just found the watch of your dreams. The design is perfect, the quality is impressive, and you're ready to buy. But then you look at the price and bam! A sticker shock. The price is way higher than you expected. And for a moment, you think, is it really worth it? What if I told you that this feeling of sticker shock could become even more common in the coming years? Because right now, in the world of watches, something much bigger is happening, and tariffs could completely change the game. In this video, we're going to talk about how tariffs are impacting the watch industry, and what this means for consumers, brands, and even collectors. In this video, we'll look at watches that have the power to fool the eye. Watches that look like luxury, but are within reach of anyone looking for a good deal. We'll explore 6 key parts. 1. The current status. What happened and what does it mean for watches? 2. The added cost. How these tariffs will impact business and consumers. 3. International reliance on parts. Why the US watch industry depends on global partners. 4. The watchmaking labor paradox. The shortage of skilled labor in the US and what we can do about it. 5. The secondary market reaction, how this will impact pre-owned dealers and collectors. 6. A look forward. What happens if these tariffs continue and how it might stall investment in the US industry? We know this is a complex subject, so let's keep it civil and avoid diving into politics. I'm here to discuss the economic impact on the industry. So let's dive in. On April 2, 2025, while attending Watches and Wonders in Geneva, Switzerland, one of the biggest trade shows in the industry, the news broke about tariffs, and suddenly the mood shifted. From joy to anxiety, everyone was talking about the implications of the tariffs. What happened? The 3 countries that dominate mechanical watchmaking, Germany, Japan, and Switzerland, received new additional tariffs. The EU faces 20%, Japan 24%, and Switzerland a massive 31%. So what does this really mean? Let's break this down. Imagine a Swiss watch that wholesales for $1,000. Before tariffs, you'd pay around 6% in duties, bringing the total cost to $1,060. With the new 31% tariff, that same watch would now cost $1,370 to import. That might seem like a small shift, but in an industry where margins are tight, this is a massive swing. And it's not just the brands that will feel the pinch. Retailers and ultimately consumers will be the ones paying the price. These new costs will impact every part of the supply chain, from importers to retailers. And if the tariffs stay, brands may have to raise prices or pull back on their distribution efforts, which ultimately hurts the consumers. Here's where it gets tricky. The US watch industry isn't self-sufficient. It relies heavily on international partners for parts, from Swiss movements to Japanese cases. Without these external suppliers, smaller brands in the US can't produce their watches. The US watch market is growing rapidly, and the dependence on these global suppliers is crucial. Believe me, without the support of international partners, the US industry can't maintain the same quality or price point. Now let's talk about labor. The US already faces a shortage of skilled watchmakers, with only about 4,000 trained watchmakers in the US. We're falling short when it comes to producing the high-quality, intricate timepieces the market demands. And while training more watchmakers here in the US would be a great solution, it's not as simple as it sounds. It takes years to train a watchmaker, and the infrastructure just isn't here. Programs like WASTEP and the North American Institute of Swiss Watchmaking are doing their part, but they can't meet the demand. And the new tariffs only make it harder for these training programs to get the parts they need to build the next generation of US watchmakers. Now let's shift gears and look at the secondary market. Pre-owned watch dealers and collectors will also feel the impact of these tariffs. The tariffs won't just affect new watches, they'll also affect the availability of pre-owned models. With fewer new watches entering the market and prices going up, The secondary market will see increased prices and reduced supply, making it harder for collectors to find the pieces they want. So, what does the future hold? If these tariffs stay in place, we could see a slowdown in investment in the U.S. watch industry. Brands may pull back, and fewer international partners may be willing to invest. The U.S. market is critical, but if these tariffs continue, it could ultimately hurt the industry and stop future growth. The reality is, tariffs don't just affect businesses, they hurt consumers too. And as business owners, we have to ask, what will the future of the watch industry look like in the U.S. if these tariffs are enforced? I know this is a lot to take in, but it's important to understand how this issue will affect the watch industry in the U.S. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think these tariffs will impact the watch industry, both here in the U.S. and abroad? Let's keep the conversation respectful and focused on the facts. I'd love to hear from fellow watch enthusiasts, collectors, and business owners. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.